Good morning, everyone. Welcome again to our coding program, lesson number three. I hope you had fun trying out those programs yesterday by yourself at home. I hope you managed to try something by yourself. Remember, a skill that you do not practice is as good as dead. So whatever you learn, go and practice, go and try it out. Today we're going to look at coding in more than one sprite. We're going to look at coding in more than one sprite. That's what we're going to look at. I'm going to touch on a few things and then do a recap of what we did yesterday before I move on to coding in more than one sprite. Okay, first and foremost, remember we talked about downloading Scratch. If you have recently joined us, make sure that you have downloaded Scratch from any of our platforms, be it on Apple or Android. And then we also said we registered on Mizora platform. Make sure that you register on Mizora platform, mizora.co.za. And then also you go on to the website www.africateamgigs.co.za and join the Afronovet competition, which needs group of about 4 with very lucrative prizes. Laptops will be won, things like Raspberry Pis, microbits. Please, let's be part of that competition. Whatever we're doing now, we need to also be doing projects that we're going to present at the end. We want to showcase what we've been doing right at the end. We need to showcase what we've been doing. So make sure that you are also working on your own program there using the information that we are going through now, the information that we are going through so that you'll be able to work with us. Okay. Also, there is an app development workshop for everyone, including your parents, at 4 to 5. Apologies, yesterday there was a technical issue and that workshop did not happen, but make sure that today you're part of that workshop from 4 up to 5 o'clock. Please be part of that and you'll find out more on what happens when someone develops an app. It is free. Your parents, your family can join in and find out what happens in app development. Okay, the ground rules, remember, we said we keep our chats going. If ever there is anything that we need to do, keep your chats coming through. But at the end, we're going to open up the floor so that we try and touch base with all the queries that you would have met. Remember again, all these videos that we have done are available on our YouTube channel. If you go on YouTube and search for Africa Teen Gigs, grade 2 coding, you find our clips. You can go visit our clips, go through all the work that we have done so that you do not fall behind on the work that we're doing. Even if you have a technical glitch along the way during the lesson, please feel free to go on to YouTube channel, find out what we did, because all our lessons are recorded for you, so that you can go through them at your own time. Okay, moving on to, remember the competition that I've just spoken about, the Afronovet competition. Make sure that you join 4 or 5 people if you are solving a problem in the school or community, you stand a chance to win very good prizes like laptops, microbits, Raspberry Pis. Yesterday, we also brought in a few terms that we wanted you to know, terms like coding. You should know what coding is, the process of building instructions that a computer can work on. Also, terms like a plan. A plan is a step-by-step process on how to do something. I've got a plan for you today. You will see it right now before we start coding. We'll write our plans on paper before we start. Remember, whenever you do anything, write your plan on paper before you actually execute it. And then a block, a group of instructions that have to be done. They are called a block. And then the last term is run. To run a program is to play the program. When you play the program, you are running the program. Warren, I think I'm going to attend to your problem. I'll escalate it further and then I'll attend to it. Okay. Okay, today we said we want to come up with a story that we're going to put up, and we will make sure that we'll go through this today and we are able to code this for everyone to be able to do such a program. Here is our story plan here. It says, your parents send you to the store to go and buy, sorry, that should be buy bread with 20 rands, right? They're sending you to the store to go and buy bread with 20 rands. And what are the steps that you're going to go through? What are the steps that you're going to go through? Okay. Firstly, you're going to move to the store. So we're going to code moving to the store. And then you're going to also ask for bread, and then you're going to tender the money, and then you're also going to get some change, and then your bread, and then you thank the storekeeper and you walk back. So those are the steps that we are going to code for ourselves. In other words, there will be you, the person who will be walking to the store. That will be you. And then we also have another part which has the what? The storekeeper, who is waiting for a customer, and then he listens to the request of the customer, and then finally is going to calculate the change and give bread. So we'll do a little bit of maths, we'll do a little bit of calculations so that you guys you up your math skills in coding. Okay, so this is the scenario, this is the plan that we're going to use, and we're going to go through this plan in coding, and we are going to enjoy coding this. So I'm going to move on to Scratch side so that we try and do this particular story that you see here. I'll be coming back to refer to it so that we see that we're on track. But for now, we want to create two characters. The person who's going to the shop, which we assume here is you, and then we'll also have a storekeeper who will be waiting for customers. So these are the two characters that we're going to create, and then we're going to code on the person going to the shop, and then we're also going to code on the shopkeeper, the shopkeeper waiting for customers. Okay, so I want us to get back to Scratch. Let's get back to Scratch so that we are ready to start coding this. I'm going to go through the screen once again before I start the coding. Okay, I'm sharing my Scratch screen. I'll give you time to also start your devices and make sure that your devices are ready on Scratch so that we start working on this particular program. Okay, remember when you start the Scratch program, you're taken to this particular screen. We have a project that we did yesterday, which we called Scratch Project 1. And we also have the plus, which stands for a new project. So we're going to start a new project today. Remember, I've given you the scenario, I've given you the story. You are going to the shop to buy some bread, and you're going to tender money there, and then the storekeeper is going to calculate the change. Okay, so this is the scenario that we're going to work with. I'm going to go on to plus. And before I start working on this new project, I'm going to sort of explain the screen once again. I'm going to explain the screen once again. I see there are so many new people that are coming in. If it's your first lesson, remember I said for our videos, go to our YouTube channel, Africa Teen Geeks, and you will get all the lessons that we have gone through. On any device that you're using, go on to App Store or Google Play Store, and go and find a program called Scratch Junior, and then you download and install it, and you will also be on the same screen as us. Download Scratch Junior from your device, and then you'll be with us. If you check the previous videos, we've also covered that. It will also help you see how to download. Go back to our videos. Okay, our screen here. Let's talk about our screen here. Okay, on the screen here, we have got the home button. Remember, the home button it saves automatically. It takes us back to all the projects that we have. And then next to it, we have got the present mode. And then next to it, we've got the grid lines. And then we've got our background if you want to work on changing the background. And then we also have ABC, where we write text if we want to write text on the project. And then this one is the reset button. It takes your characters to their original position. And then the flag, the green flag, we say this is run when you want to play the program, play the app that we've been working with. And then this is our stage. This is our stage. Over here, we have our characters. We have this tick, which is our first character that we're given by the computer. And then these ones are called pages on this other side. They're called pages. And right at the corner there, we've got this yellow box where we say this is where you get your project information. Your project information, you get it from there. Okay, and then on the bottom, right at the bottom here, we've got our blocks. We've got our blocks here. On the blocks here, we've got the yellow block. The yellow block actually stands for the triggering. This one, the yellow blocks is the triggering. Remember, when you click on it, you find the flag. When you click on it, when they're touching each other, These are called the triggering blocks, okay? And then it's followed by the blue one, the blue arrow. These are motion blocks. If we are dealing with motion, you pick one from these ones. And then we have the next ones, which are purple. They are called the looks. These are the looks. If you want to say a message, you want to reduce the character size, you go on to looks. And then the green ones, the green one, these ones stand for sound. If you want to work with sound, you come right here. And then after the green one, we've got the controls, the orange. If you want the controls, you come onto the orange. And then finally, the last one, which is red, which are called the end blocks. These are the end blocks. Okay, those are our blocks that we'll be using to code. Remember we said we always code at the bottom here. We code right at the bottom here. We drag things to the bottom here. And when it's running, it will be running on the stage, but the coding happens at the bottom here. So this is where we will be coding. Okay, I'm going to take away all these ones. I'm ready to start on our project again. Remember, you are sent to the shops to go and buy bread. And then we are going to first of all start by creating a character that is going to buy bread from the shop. By default, the computer gives us a tick here, but we want to look for a girl who's going to the shop today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and hold on tick. If you click and hold, that X comes up, which is ready to delete. I want to delete this character. I want to look for a character which is a girl. Okay, so I'm going to go on to plus. I'm going to go on to plus, and then on the plus, I told you that these characters that you see here are characters that I created myself. You guys do not have them. As you create new characters, they are put in your database. They are kept in your file. Your characters should be starting from here. And we said a girl is going to the shops. So I want to scroll down and look for a girl. So I'm going to keep scrolling, and then I find here is a girl that I want to use. It says child. So I'm going to pick on that one. After picking on it, click on the tick there so that it is applied. It is put on the coding side. There is our girl who will be going to the shop. So I'm going to drag her right up to the beginning here. Again, there was tick here. We clicked on tick, we clicked and held on to tick. We had to delete tick. Then we came onto the plus sign and looked for our new character, which is a girl. And we have put the girl at the right place. Okay, I hope everyone is following. I hope you all following on that. Here is our girl, is ready to go to the shops. I need to add a background. I need to add a background. I need to add a background so that the girl is walking to the shops. The girl should be walking to the shops. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on to backgrounds. I'm going to go on to backgrounds. Please choose a character that you want there. Choose a character that you want. I've chosen that it should be a girl. Okay, so I'm going to go on to the background. So if I go on to the background here, I'm going to choose a background for the walking to the shops. If you still remember last time we used this one, I want us to use the third one. I want us to use the third one. Its name is suburbs. If you click on it, it says suburbs. I need you to click on it and then click on the tick so that it will apply a background of suburbs to our coding. click on the tick, it applies that. Remember, where did I change the background? Right here. If you go over there, you are able to add a background. Here is our girl here, ready to go to the shops. She will be walking to the shops to go and buy bread. Okay. Background, remember where to change the background. Okay. Then finally, I also need to add another character. This character that I'm adding is the shopkeeper. I'm going to add the shopkeeper and position the shopkeeper somewhere this other side. Let's assume that's where the shop is. That's where the shop is. So I'm going to go on and click on the plus. Plus is for adding. I want to add a new character. So I'm going to come here onto the plus sign and then look for a person that can be our storekeeper here. I'm scrolling down, down. I need an elderly person. Let me pick this one with a straw head. Okay. I've picked up this one and then click on the tick. There, the character has been added. Okay. Watch out, if you click and hold, you will get that X. But my character looks too big for my screen. I need to reduce the character size. I'm going to reduce the character size. So I'm going to go on to the looks. Remember, the looks are this side. I'm going to go on to the looks so that I reduce the character size. Is even taller than our buildings. As you can see, it's taller than our buildings. It's a very tall man, but I want to reduce his height to a reasonable height. Okay, so I'm going to go on to the looks. If I go on to the looks here at the bottom, I'm able now to come and pick on this second one. This second one that shows a smaller person, the one that says shrink. If I drag it down here, I'm ready now to shrink the height of the shopkeeper. So if I click on the shrink, see, it's shrinking the height, shrinking the height also. Still a little bit taller. I'm going to shrink again. Okay, I think this now looks to me reasonable. Okay, that's the shopkeeper. Okay, I also want to shrink the girl, but before I move away from the shopkeeper, I need to remove the shrink button from here. I no longer want to use it. I've finished shrinking the height of the shopkeeper. I can drag it and throw it out. Sorry, I think I reduced it too much. I'm going to increase it just a little bit. Going to take the one for increasing, then just click. Probably that could be fine. Okay, and then take it and throw it away. Remember, there is shrink and there is also enlarge on the other. So work with those until you find that your character is of the proper height, of the proper size that you want. Even the girl, I need to just shrink the girl a little bit. I'm going to do that. So make sure that you go on to the character girl so that you shrink the girl. Go on to the character child. So I'm going to click on the child. And then on the child now, I can now use shrink. If I've put shrink here, I'm shrinking it with a scale factor of 2, and then I click there. The girl now looks a little bit, maybe once more. Okay, that looks fine to me. And then I can throw away this shrink block. So there are my characters that I've created. I've put up a child that will be sent to the shop. I've put up a ranger who I assume to be the what? The storekeeper. And then I've put up a background. It is suburbs. It's going to the shops in the suburbs to go and buy bread. Okay, so I'm ready now to start the coding. I've put all my tools together. My tools are of the correct height, correct place, and I'm ready now to start coding. And where do I want to start coding first? On the child that is being sent, the child that is being sent to the shops. Make sure that the child is active. We will come back later to code on the shopkeeper. But now we are still working on the child. Make sure that you are on the child. So whatever code we're going to add here, it's dealing with the child. What does the child do? Okay, I'm ready now to code on the child. First of all, when we run the program, remember we talked of the trigger. We talked of the trigger blocks, which are yellow. When will the child move? When we click on run. The child will move when we click on run. So I need to go on to the trigger blocks and choose run. I'm going to go on to the trigger blocks. Here are my trigger blocks. As you can see, when I click on run, so I have to pick run and put it down there. When we run, what will the girl do? When we run, what will the girl do? That's what we have done. When we run, I need the girl walking. That's the next step that we're going to do. So obviously we're going to go on to movement blocks, motion blocks, and the motion blocks are the blue ones. The motion blocks are the blue ones. So I'm going to go on to the motion blocks and pick movement. To which direction? I need the girl moving towards the right. So I'm going to come and pick up what? Movement and join it with run. When I run, the girl is going to move towards the right. When I run, the girl is going to move towards the right. But how many steps is the girl moving currently? 1. Do we need the girl only moving 1 step? No. We need the girl moving, let's assume, maybe let's give her 13 steps. Let's give her 13 steps. So I'm going to come where there is a 1 here. When I click on it, this keypad appears. The keypad here appears. I'm ready to type 1, 3. Or you can, on your keyboard, can type 1, 3. So I'm going to click on 1, 3. So what does this mean? When we click on run, the girl is going to move towards the right 13 steps. Remember we did this yesterday when Tick was actually moving, I think 15 steps, and then he jumped and then turned around. So the same thing is happening here. The girl is going to move 13 steps towards the right. Okay, I can test it. That's the good thing about coding in such a platform. You can test as you go. Let's see how far the girl moves. If I've said 13 steps, I can come and click on run here. See, there it moves 13 steps. And 13 steps are fine, but I needed maybe somewhere here and also still keep some social distance. Remember, this is COVID times. Maybe add 2 more steps to 15 so that she still maintains some social distancing, but get closer to the what? Get closer to the shopkeeper. So I'm going to click on reset. See, if I click on reset, it takes the girl back to where she was. And I'm able now to change my steps from 13. I can change that to 15. Okay, so you can test your program as you go. Test your program as you go so that you see whether it's doing what you want it to do. Okay, and then after moving those steps, what do I want happening? I need the girl now talking to this shopkeeper. I need the girl talking to the shopkeeper. And I need now something that has to do with talking. And we know that if we go on to looks, which is purple here, if I go on to looks, which is purple, if I click there, I get this one, which deals with messages or a call out when someone is speaking. So come on to this one, the look, and then come pick this one and join it with your blocks there. The girl goes there and says, hi. Yeah, she can go there and say hi, but just to cut the story short, I'll make the girl simply say, let me have bread. But remember, when you get to the shop, you first of all greet the shopkeeper. You don't just say bread, but I'm going to simply put bread here. So I'm going to click where it says hi and then say bread. So when the girl gets to the shop, when this runs, the girl is going to move 15 steps, and then after stopping, after the 15 steps, the girl will say bread. Is requesting for bread. Okay. We can test this one as we go. I showed you how to test this as you go. You can click on run just to test and see whether this is happening. There the girl moves 15 steps and then it says bread. And the shopkeeper now should be responding now. The shopkeeper should be responding now. Okay, so I want to do this and finish before I go on to the shopkeeper. But we can do both at the same time. Let's go on to the shopkeeper because the girl has got there and he said bread. We need the shopkeeper responding. Let me reset my characters back to where they belong. The girl is taken to where she is now. Let me go on to the shopkeeper. Let's go on to the shopkeeper so that the shopkeeper is also able to respond. So I'm going to click on the shopkeeper character. Okay, I'm ready to code for the shopkeeper. So when does the shopkeeper talks? When the program is running. So I still need the block for running. Remember the block for running is called the what? The triggering block. So I have to come here, pick on triggering blocks and put it right there. When the program starts running, does the shopkeeper start accepting the message about bread? No. The shopkeeper has to wait for the girl to walk up to the shop next to her so that he can now start responding. So the shopkeeper has to wait. The first thing that happens when we run the program, the shopkeeper has to wait. So I'm going to go on and choose wait. Wait is found under this block. Yes, it's found under the control blocks. It's called the control blocks. If I come here, I need the shopkeeper waiting. The shopkeeper is always waiting for customers. So I'm going to pick this one, the timer, you know, the stopwatch. Come pick it and put it here. The shopkeeper is waiting for 10 seconds. I need the shopkeeper waiting for a longer time. I will just assume, let me try the shopkeeper waiting for probably 50 seconds. Let me put 50 seconds here. Type 50 or come and click on 50. Okay. And then when the program runs, the shopkeeper waits for 50 seconds for the girl to walk right across until she reaches this this place. And then the girl now comes here and says bread. The shopkeeper now should respond. So the shopkeeper responds by saying how much the bread is. it's 15 rand. So I'm going to add a message that says it's 15 rand. And I find that under looks. I'm going to go on to looks and then pick on the looks and pick on this one that is communicating and choose there that it should say what? It's 15 rands. That's the cost of bread, okay? It's 15 rands. Okay, I can try and run this program so far and see whether it is still doing what it's supposed to do. Is everything happening at the right time? Remember the shopkeeper, when we run the program, he waits 50 seconds and then it tells the girl it's 15 rands. Why the girl would have said bread. So I'm ready to run. Let me run and see what happens. There the girl moves. It gets to that and says bread. And then the shopkeeper says it's 15 rands. Okay, so far so good. Is everyone happy? Is everyone happy? Are you all still here with me? Are you ready to buy bread? Are you ready to buy bread in the shop? Okay, we keep moving on. We keep moving on. Right, after that, the girl now has to, when the shopkeeper is saying 15 rands, what is happening to the girl? The girl is waiting. So if I go back to the child here, after saying bread, the girl should be waiting for the shopkeeper to talk. The girl should be waiting for the shopkeeper to talk. And now I need to add waiting here. And you find all waiting under this. And I'm going to drag down this one so that the girl can wait. I'm just working with numbers here. Let me say the girl waits for, say, 25 seconds. I'll be running and checking as we go to see whether these things are happening at the right time. And then if it's not happening at the right time, I'll adjust my time so that they suit what I want to achieve. Okay. The girl was sent with 20 rands. If you still remember my story, I said the girl was given 20 rands to go to the shop. So already the girl should say now, here is 20 rands. And then the shopkeeper now will calculate the change, which is meant to be how much? 15 from 20, how much? How much? Okay, it's supposed to be 5 rands change. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I want the girl to say, after waiting for 25, when the shopkeeper is telling the girl that it is 15 rands, the girl now needs to say that here is 20 rands. So where do we find that? We find it under looks, and I'm going to pick up this message and then change it to say, here is 20 rands. Here is 20 rands. So the girl will say, here is 20 rands. And then obviously the shopkeeper has to respond now by giving back the change and also giving back the bread. Okay. At this point, I want to still try this program again and see whether it's working and doing what it's meant to do. I will run it again just to check whether it's running properly. There is the girl moving, waits there, says bread, it's 15 rands, and here is 20 rands. So far, so good. It's working perfectly. The girl has said here is 20 rands. So I expect the shopkeeper now to say, here is 5 rand, here is your 5 rand change, and also here is your bread, before the girl can go back home. Okay? So I'm going to go now to the shopkeeper. I'm going to go now to the shopkeeper because it's the turn of the shopkeeper to to respond. So I go on to the shopkeeper. After saying it's 15 rands, the shopkeeper is meant to wait for the girl to say, here is 20 rands. So we need the shopkeeper waiting. So I'm going to go on to the orange block and pick again the stopwatch, and I will give it, say about 15. Let me try 15. And then, okay, I'm going to see, after waiting for 15, the shopkeeper is supposed to say, here is, maybe your change is 5 rands, just to say your change is 5 rand. After waiting for 15, it's meant to say something. So it's under looks, and then I will pick that one and say, the message should say, your change is 5 rands. Okay. I'm ready to also check again how it's working, so that we so that I move on and see whether it's still at the right time. I may reset my characters again. Remember to use reset so that your characters go back to where they are. And then I'm going to click on run. There is the girl moving. Says bread. The shopkeeper says 15 rands. Here's 20 rands. Your change is 5 rand. Okay, so now I need the girl fetching the what? Saying thank you, bye, and then turning back and moving 15 steps back to the shop. So the shopkeeper could have said, thank you, your change is 5 rand. I'm just going to add thank you there. Thank you. Thank you. Your change is 5 rands. Okay, I'm just adding 5 rands. I mean, adding that message, thank you, from the shopkeeper. But I'm going to go now to the girl. I'm going to go now to the girl so that the girl is able now to, first of all, after saying here is 20 rands, the girl is supposed to wait. So I'm going to add waiting here. Remember, waiting is found under that. And then put that, and then change this to, I'm also going to use 15 again. After waiting for 15, the girl is supposed to say, thank you, bye. So I'm going to add another message again here, and then drag this one, and then the girl is saying thank you, bye. Okay. Thank you. Goodbye. Okay. After buying, you say thank you, goodbye to the shopkeeper. Okay. I'm ready now to test this one. I'm ready to test this one. I'm going to reset the characters. I'm going to reset the characters and then try and see whether the timing is still proper. I'm going to click on run. There is the girl moving. Red. It's 15 rands. Here is 20. Thank you. Your change is 5 rand. Thank you. Goodbye. Okay. So it works perfectly well, but I need the waiting time before the girl says thank you, goodbye. I need to increase that waiting time, maybe push it to 20 so that it is done. Just come here, change that 15 to 20. Okay, and then I need now to add a block of the girl moving back to the back home. So I need movement now. Go on to movement, pick movement in which direction? To the left. Is she moving 1 step? No, she's supposed to move, I think, another 15 steps. Remember, it was 15 coming back. coming to the shop. So it should be 15 steps going back. And that program should be perfect and ready to run. This is what we have done. We have coded on 2 characters, the girl child and also on the shopkeeper. This was the code on the shopkeeper. This was the code on the girl. Please remember, all this is recorded. If you want to go through it and try and come up with your own, go on to our YouTube clip. You'll be able to find that. I'm going to run this program once again and put it on presentation mode. Firstly, I'm going to go on and put presentation mode and then click on, oh, I had not said run. First of all, let me reset my characters so that the characters are back to their original position. Go on to presentation mode. You want your stage to be bigger. So I'm going to click on presentation mode and then click on run. There is our girl walking to the shop, bread, and then it's 15 rand. Here is 20. Thank you, your change is 5 rand. Thank you, goodbye. And then the girl walks back home. So the girl has gone to buy bread from the shop and she has returned back home safely. Okay, this was our program. We have finished doing this program. Save it, play around with it, come up with your own, be ready to show someone else what we have done, and enjoy playing this. I'm going to just briefly go on to messages and then open up for just a brief chat. If you are disconnected from the meeting, please feel free to go to our YouTube channel and you will find all this. But the coding that we have done for the girl is this. Run, move 15 steps, say bread, wait for 25 seconds, say here is 20 rands, and then wait for 20 seconds, and then say thank you, goodbye, and then moves 15 steps back home. That's the girl. And then for the shopkeeper, when the program runs, he waits for 50 seconds, waiting for the customer to arrive. And because the girl says bread, the shopkeeper says it's 15 rands. Then he waits for the girl to say, I've got 20 rands, and then he thanks the girl and tells the girl that the change is 5 rands. And then that's the code for the what? For the shopkeeper. Those are the 2 that we have done. We could have more. You could have even 4. You could have as many as you want. But now I wanted us to start off with only 2 characters, and we have actually done that.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. I'm going to open up just for a few questions that might be there. I see most of you are saying it's working perfectly. Thank you very much, guys, for following precisely and working through such an interesting program. We have tried to bring in a little bit of calculations here so that your math skills also don't suffer. Keep trying. You can change this, do it your own way, come up with your own way of having a shop or something else that it could be different, and we will attend to any queries that might come. Remember, guys, I'm still looking forward to your project, you coming up with your own project that we'll be able to showcase so that others can see what you have done.
Sir,
Yes.
for the Afrophonate competition, sir, it said that there were no more forms left and people have already entered and the forms have finished. So
Sorry,
now I could not enter for the AlphaFoNate competition.
sorry, my dear. The information that I'm getting is that the registration is closed now. So it's
Yes,
now
sir.
closed and you cannot just go in.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Guys, thank you very much for the lesson. I don't see any question. Anyone wanting to say something? Enjoy the rest of your day. Go try this. Tomorrow we'll also come up with another one, another interesting one. Please go try this. Show it to your parents what you can do. Show it to your friend. Show it to your sister, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much.
Is class